As he lay in the hospital, his physical body tethered to the earthly realm through tubes and machines, his consciousness began to drift into uncharted territories. Initially, he found himself enveloped in oppressive darkness, a void he termed the realm of the earthworm's eye view. This desolate space, void of light and life, felt like being buried alive, cut off from the world of the living. Amid the suffocating blackness, shadowy forms seemed to flit at the edges of his vision, indistinct and fleeting, like phantoms in a fog. Dr. Alexander grappled with a rising panic, his heart racing as he tried to make sense of this alien landscape. The ground beneath him felt unnervingly soft and unstable, as though he stood on a bed of decaying leaves, the air thick with the musty scent of damp earth. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the distant, muffled sound that might have been wind or flowing water, or perhaps something else entirely. Dr. Alexander described this place as one of significant isolation, surrounded only cold, damp earth that seemed to press in from all sides, enhancing his initial confusion and intensifying his fear. Despite the grimness of this realm, it was not the end of his journey. As time passed, he began to perceive a transformation in his environment. Faint glimmers of light appeared, piercing through the darkness, guiding him towards a transition. He was moving away from the oppressive isolation of the earthworm's view to a place that promised enlightenment and connection. This experience profoundly impacted Dr. Alexander, both professionally and personally, challenging his pre-existing notions of life, death, and the potential for consciousness beyond the human body. Here, there was no recollection of his earthly life, only a profound sense of solitude. But the darkness did not last. A spinning white light, accompanied by a celestial melody, pulled him from the murky depths. As he ascended, his senses were engulfed by the beauty of a world beyond imagination. He found himself in a paradise of stunning vistas, waterfalls cascading into crystal-clear lakes, magnificent mountains shrouded in mist, vibrant rainbows arching across the sky, and expansive meadows blooming with wildflowers of every hue that swayed in a gentle breeze. The air was filled with a sweet fragrance and the harmonious sounds of an unseen choir. This ethereal realm was alive with colors that defied description, pulsating in rhythm with the serene atmosphere. Beings made of light and pure energy, shimmering in radiant blues, greens, and golds, moved gracefully around him, their forms leaving trails of luminous particles. Radiating warmth and an unconditional love, they touched the very core of his being. Some beings resembled humans, others were more abstract, fluid in form, resembling floating orbs or elongated wisps, but all were beautiful and serene. Among beings, a particularly resplendent figure approached Alexander. She had the appearance of a young woman, yet her presence was timeless. Her radiant form sparkled with a spectrum of colors, as if reflecting the morning sky. Her eyes shone with wisdom, and "Fear not, for you are loved beyond measure," she spoke, her voice like a melody, resonating within his soul. "You are safe from any harm, and your time on earth is not yet complete." Her words, conveyed directly into his mind, soothed his deepest fears and filled him with a profound sense of peace. She assured him that he was cherished, had nothing to fear, and was not yet ready to leave his earthly existence behind. The journey did not end there. Dr. Alexander was compelled further into a realm he described as the core, a transcendent dimension beyond our usual perception, pulsating with cosmic energy and bathed in divine light. This extraordinary place was not merely a space, but a vivid landscape of breathtaking beauty, where shimmering colors danced like celestial auroras, and celestial music resonated with his very soul. Here, amidst this scintillating panorama, Dr. Alexander encountered an overwhelming sense of unity with the divine, an entity or presence of infinite compassion and wisdom. He felt enveloped by an all-encompassing love, so profound and boundless that it transcended all human experience. As he wandered through this metaphysical realm, each step unveiled deeper insights, the universe and the essence of existence. To understand the universe, one must not seek to confine its vastness, but rather expand one's consciousness to embrace it, he recalled. Mystical beings, embodiments of pure light and energy, communicated with him, their luminous forms radiating wisdom. They imparted profound truths, quoting, "All life is one, and every form is woven into the vast web of cosmic existence. To find oneself, one must lose oneself in the service of others." This was a place of infinite love and knowledge, where Dr. Alexander experienced a cosmic unity and understood the interconnectedness of all life. Prior to his near-death experience, Dr. Alexander had been a staunch skeptic, dismissing any notion of consciousness existing outside the realms of the physical brain. As a neurosurgeon, he believed that thoughts, feelings, and the self were merely byproducts of brain chemistry. The transformative nature of his journey dramatically altered his perspective. Neuroscientist Dr. Elisa Tran, who had discussed these concepts with Dr. Alexander before his experience, observed, "He was one of the most hard-nosed people I knew when it came to the idea of an afterlife or any non-physical aspects of consciousness." Emerging from his coma, Dr. Alexander was convinced that there was more to consciousness than the mere workings of the physical brain. He believed firmly in the existence of an afterlife, a radical shift from his previous scientific skepticism. His remarkable recovery astounded everyone. Suffering from severe meningitis, all medical predictions had been grim, forecasting minimal chances of defying all odds. He not only regained consciousness, but also retained his cognitive abilities. In interviews following his recovery, Dr. Alexander engaged with several of his peers, including Dr. Laila Rajan, an expert in cognitive neuroscience, who commented, "His case presents a fascinating challenge to our understanding of consciousness. It compels us to consider more seriously the possibility that consciousness might not be solely dependent on the brain." He argued that his experience, marked by clarity and depth, could not have been fabricated by his then dysfunctional brain. This conviction led him to advocate for the understanding that consciousness might extend beyond the traditional physical interpretations. His mind intact, he argued that his impaired brain could not possibly have concocted such a coherent and vivid experience under normal physiological conditions. Dr. Eben Alexander's journey not only offers a profound insight into the mysteries of existence, but also bridges the often disparate worlds of science and mysticism. His remarkable near-death experience suggests that our understanding of life, death, and consciousness might be vastly incomplete. As a neurosurgeon, Dr. Alexander brings an unprecedented level of credibility to his account, challenging the rigid boundaries of modern science and deeply rooted spiritual beliefs. His experiences have ignited heated debates among scientists and spiritual leaders alike, pushing both communities towards a possible convergence. Experts in the field of consciousness research, like Dr. Sam Parnia and mystic scholar Dr. Elaine Pagels, discuss the implications of such experiences on their respective fields. Dr. Parnia suggests that these experiences could signify undiscovered aspects of human consciousness, which could lead to a major paradigm shift in how we understand brain function in clinical death scenarios. On the other hand, Dr. Pagels explores how mystical experiences like Dr. Alexander's resonate with ancient texts and spiritual practices, suggesting a deeper, possibly interconnected truth about life and the afterlife. His story has become a pivotal point for research, captivating both skeptics and believers. It provides not only a glimpse but also a compelling case for what might lie beyond our current understanding, encouraging a holistic exploration where science and mysticism may not just overlap but coalesce.